What's up, bullish friends? Well, today I want to cover what took place in the drip AMA from yesterday. Now, there are some really big plans ahead for drip. I really love getting this news, and I'll tell you, Forex seemed really excited about everything that was going on, which breathes some new excitement into the project. You know, we're over a year old in the drip now, and, you know, some people were thinking it's getting stale, but look, it's still paying out every single day, that 1%. And a lot of folks are really happy, including us. We're super bullish on the project, and we're even more bullish now. Now, before I jump into this, it's always important to know that everything we talk about here is not financial advice. This is just for educational and entertainment purposes only. As always, you need to do your own research. Now, let's just jump right into this. First thing I want to recap on is the Piggybank itself. So, Forex mentioned yesterday, and we put out a video on this yesterday as well, that next Thursday, so April 21st, the Piggybank launches. And while that's not directly involved in the drip network, it is involved in the animal farm, the manor farm, where this all ties in. So this all ties back into drip because it's part of the drip ecosystem. Now, he did mention also that once the Piggybank launches, there's going to be a 20% bonus for all funds that are added. And I in the first 48 hours. Sorry, I had to remember that, but it was 48 hours. I should have put that on this high-end slide I have for you guys, but it was in the first 48 hours. There's going to be a 20% bonus added on all new funds added to the system. And he also went into the fact that the recent focus, his recent focus has been on getting the Piggybank off the ground and launched. So that's why we haven't had a ton of like really great drip updates by itself, and we've had more Animal Farm and the Piggybank and all that. We've had those kind of updates, but we haven't had the drip updates. But we're going to get into the drip updates, but first I also want to cover a few of the Animal Farm updates that were talked about. The first thing being that the scratch tickets with reward tiers were coming. And we've talked about this in a couple of our past drip updates. But with the Animal Farm, they're going to be doing these scratch-off tickets. And it really looks and works like a lottery ticket. You basically scratch it off, and then you see what you won. And he mentioned that they're going to do this, and there's going to be like reward tiers. So, you know, if you bought a lottery ticket, you have like your $1 million winner, and then you'd have like, you know, you won a new ticket kind of thing. So there's going to be different reward tiers like that. I don't know exactly how that's going to work. He didn't really mention all the possibilities and all the tiers and levels, but that's kind of cool. I think anything like this, it does add some fun into this, and you know, all this DeFi stuff is all really fun, and that's part of the allure to this. It's being able to do things like, you know, win, gamble a little bit of your cash, win, you know, do scratch off. So that's not my kind of thing, but I know a lot of people love playing these kind of games. He mentioned that any of the losing tickets they're basically going to work as NFTs, and you can stake them and earn a percentage of sales on the lottery tickets, which I thought was a really cool idea. So it gives these losing tickets a little bit of utility that you can use and maybe earn a little bit of extra cash. A percentage of the ticket sales also go to buyback drip, which helps increase the price of drip. Some of the drip will be burnt, which again, you know, will lead to a price increase on drip and take away some of that sell pressure. He did also mention that there's a major partnership coming. He didn't really say who. I'm not even going to speculate on it. I know a lot of people are throwing around a lot of ideas, but I'm not 100% sure where this is going to go. But anything that's bringing in outside eyes onto the drip ecosystem, I think is good for us being involved in drip. I think anytime you can get more people coming in from the outside, learning about drip or having any type of partnership that might involve some type of utility, I think all of that's going to be good. So I always welcome anytime we can get any type of partnerships going on and bring them into the drip ecosystem. Now let's get directly into the drip updates. And the first one I want to bring up is the one, it actually got me the most excited. Now all of these I think are great, but the one that I really like is he talked about a fiat on ramp, and I think that whatever makes it easier for people to get into drip and move their money, I think is awesome. So a fiat on ramp would be amazing to have. It would basically help you bypass going through some of the centralized exchanges and such. I don't know exactly how that's going to work. We didn't get too many details on it, but I'm super bullish on that information. He did mention, and we mentioned this in one of our previous videos, that they did bring a new dev on board to help with everything with the drip ecosystem. So again, that's always good. More hands on deck to give Forex a hand in implementing all these changes and these new things coming out. He talked quite a bit about the new user interface coming again. And as we've mentioned in one of our past videos, it's going to be a Charles Schwab style of website. And I have a little picture on here for you too. That's what the Charles Schwab website looks like right now. So I think anything that adds to this looking better and giving it a more professional look, I think is always good. And I don't think the Drip website right now looks bad, to be honest. But anytime you give it this high-end look, and I think the Schwab website is a really good one. I think it has a good high-end, classy look, and I think that's more inviting to your investors. And we've covered things on the channel before, like yield nodes, and I love yield nodes, but man, they've got one of the worst-looking websites that you'll see, and I think that scares off potential investors. So the better you can make your website look, the cleaner, the easier to use on the interface, I think it's more inviting to a potential new client coming on board. So I do think that greatly helps. He mentioned that once they launch this new user interface, they're going to do some kind of team competitions where different teams can win different prizes. And, it could be, he mentioned some hashtag competitions and some various other ones, and I don't remember all the competitions he mentioned. It's not super important right now. The fact is that when they launch this new user interface and they do all this stuff that encourages team competition, it's going to bring a lot of new people to the drip system. Into the network, and it's also going to get more publicity. People will be sharing this all over social media, and it's going to keep bringing more and more people and more eyes onto the entire drip ecosystem, and I think that's going to be huge. The team competition, he mentioned that the teams that win will be able to be paid out through the dev wallet, and then you'll be able to do airdrops and such to your teams, and keep drip tokens like that so that you can share them with your team. So again, this creates all sorts of new excitement, and I love it. I absolutely love these new upcoming changes. He didn't give a time frame. He did mention that a lot of their upcoming time frames, they're not gonna rush into announcements. They're going to make sure things are ready to go before they start making announcements so they don't feel under the gun. And it also helps make sure that everything's 100% correct and complete before they get it out there, so they're not rushing out incomplete work and having issues. I know with the launch of Animal Farm, with the Piggybank and all that prior, they had all kinds of issues, and I think they want to avoid that going forward in the future. He did mention some stuff about celeb endorsements and deals. I don't know how any of that's going to work, but again, more eyes onto the system from people that have some influence, I think is great. The airdrop system is going to get cleaned up and become more efficient. I know there's some issues right now with the airdrop system, and some people don't like it. And if you had to send out a bunch of different airdrops, you have to do them all in separate transactions and things like that. So that's going to get cleaned up to make it easier. And he did go into some details about coming out with some deals, collabs with like BetFury, PancakeSwap, Chainlink. And he mentioned this before too, that some of these upcoming type of deals they're going to work on, it had to do with like the ability to lend and borrow against your drip, which I think, again, adds utility to the drip token. And anything that adds utility to the drip token means the prices go up. It means that more people are using it, more drips being burnt in the future, and all of that is good. All of that is going to raise the price of drip. So anything that can make us shoot that price of drip up and give us more utility, I absolutely love that. And I think going forward in the future, these kinds of things are going to help sustain the ecosystem even more. And drip has been very consistent. They've had, the price has fluctuated and been up and down, but I think you're going to start seeing that stabilize even more, especially once they start doing this kind of stuff. And he did mention along with that, I don't have it on the slide here, that there's going to be some type of stable coin involved in this as well. And that will help bring some balance to this too. So again, these are the main updates for drip. I just wanted to go ahead and touch on all these things. I don't want to spend too much time on this today because it's a lot we've already talked about, but these were basically the new developments. So you can thank me now that you didn't have to waste and spend a lot of time watching the AMA, because it was a lot of information to take in, and it wasn't in a concise manner. It's hard to put some of these together sometimes because they kind of bounce around a little bit. So hopefully these slides help you today, and you can see going forward what the plans are for drip. Again, we're super bullish on this, and as always, guys, we are bullish friends. If you've been helped by this video at all, if you really enjoy the channel, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, leave us a comment. Let us know. What do you think is going to go on with drip? Do you think it's going to shoot up? Or do you think it's still going to struggle and have a lot of problems and start coming down? Let us know below. And guys, we will see you in the next video.